So today I'm coming at you with what seems to be a pretty popular request, which seemed to be a gameplay video. And since there are certain circumstances in the world right now which causes us to not be able to play in real life, I'm going to be showing you these gameplay videos on Dueling Book. Shout out to my friend Youri Landsman. You might recognize his name. He's a pretty well-known player from the Netherlands who always plays trap decks. I specifically asked him to play some matches with me because I wanted to really focus on how to play through interruptions with the Phantom Knight deck. And he is playing the Eldlik deck right now, just the Eldlik stun deck, which sets up a lot of interruptions. So I thought it would be a really good way to start. So basically, we've done the rock paper scissors. I won the rock paper scissors in this one. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen. So as you can see, my hand is Monster Reborn, Tour Guide, Miraculized Fusion. I'm testing this right now. I'm playing double Verti Anaconda and double Dragoon in the extra deck just because it's really strong. Like if they somehow break your field to be able to do it again. Libic and the Shade Brigandine. So this hand's actually pretty good with the one card full combo. And let's say if they happen to Ash this, we can actually Monster Reborn the Ash since it's a level 3 to still do the full combo because we have the Libic. And if they use something like Vader or Impermanence, we can at least end on Dragoon. Basically, with this hand we can almost always end on Dragoon, so that's pretty good since we have the Monster Reborn. And then on the opponent's side we have Book of Moon, the Witch, which they are playing to add the droplet, and then if they're going first, they can tag out into the Life Barrier statue, which is really strong in the Eldlik deck. They have Nibiru, Golden Land, and Sanguine, so I would say this is a really good hand for the Eldlik deck. So let's see what's going to happen. Obviously, I'm gonna start with the Tour Guide. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I summon the Tour Guide. He has no hand traps to stop it, so I'm going to resolve it, get a graph. Very basic. Now I'm going to go into Cherubini, and then I'm going to summon the Seer right there. Now you will see, because my hand is actually super insane, the Nibiru isn't really going to do anything to us. In fact, I know Yuri's going to hold on to the Nibiru since his deck really loses pretty hard to the Dragoon. And he knows what my deck is doing, obviously. So he's gonna wait until the Verti Anaconda to Nibiru us. But as you will see, because his hand is so insane, I'm gonna do Cherub to send the Thornskills to grave. Normally, if we go into Appaloosa after this, we won't have access to the Thornskill because we don't have a Phantom Knight to banish. But in this case, we have the Monster Reborn, so he obviously doesn't know that. I'm gonna summon the Libic here, which he says is okay for the reason I explained earlier, and then I'm just gonna link off into Appaloosa for 3 negates, shutting off his Nibiru. I'm gonna bring back the Cherubini with Seer effects, and then I'm gonna reborn the Thornskill. Now, in this case, I could use the Thornskill effect here to already start setting up, but obviously I'm also gonna trigger it. Going to be able to trigger it later with the Rusty, which I'm pretty sure is the play I'm gonna make. Yeah, I'm going to go into Rusty first. You could actually argue it's probably correct to do the Thornskill before, because if they somehow have some crazy combination of hand traps which stop the Rusty, that's really annoying for us. But most likely he wouldn't have that, of course. And he doesn't, but technically it's probably correct to do that first. So I'm just gonna set the Fog Blade. Now I have the Center Cloak. I'm gonna use the Cloak effect to add boots to our hands, which of course triggers the Thornskill. Yeah, so I'm gonna summon that. Then I'm gonna use the Thornskill effect here to send the Fog Blade. You could also choose to send the the gloves to the grave with this, but I prefer to keep it in the deck for the next turn with the Rusty, since that gives us, technically it allows us to send a trap to the graveyard with the Rusty. Then let's see, I'm gonna summon the boots. Yep. I'm gonna make Levier here to get access to Cloak for the next turn already. Then I'm gonna use Cloak to boost the Rusty's his attack for until the end of the next turn. Let's see, I'm gonna summon him back with the Torn Skill of the Fog Blade. Now I'm gonna use the Shade Beginning here, because I'm gonna turn it into the Link Spider, I'm pretty sure, so I can link into Verte with it later before I go into the Break Sword, which will lock us into Darks. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, summon the Verte, and then I go into the Break Sword, pop it, summon these back. Now, I know what Youri is playing, and let's say this would be game 2 or 3, and I know what I'm up against. I wouldn't make Nightmare here, but since we're pretending we're playing blind, I'm just gonna do the Nightmare play here, which you'll see. Make Nightmare. Then I'll make Dragoon with the Verte Anaconda, and then lastly I'm gonna use Boots to get Fogblade to our hand, which I'm not gonna set, of course, because that would turn off the Dragoon. So yeah, a really solid opening. Pretty much like if your opponent doesn't have Darkwood or Droplet or something, they probably can just scoop and go to the next game. But Yuri's gonna try to play it out here. He's gonna summon the Witch, activate her effect to add Droplet. Of course, I have to negate this, or else he can just shut down my entire field. Luckily, he didn't hard draw the Droplet, so that's good. Yuri's gonna set his entire hand and pass back to us. Since he didn't force Dragoon, I can't do. I don't have the Fogblade engraved to summon back our Breaksword there, which would give us an additional pop in the end phase, but we don't have it in this case. So there I draw Tsuchinoko, which is a fine draw. Most likely I'll be able to just win with the board I already have. So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do a Dragoon on the Witch here, just so I don't get randomly shut off of an effect later in the turn by the Light Barrier statue. The Dragoon doesn't target, so even if you choose to tribute to Witch, I can just pop the statue he brings out anyway. So he'll just let your effect resolve since less damage. He just takes the 100. Let's see, I'm gonna do okay, what am I gonna do? Okay, so since I can now tell I'm playing some kind of back row deck, I link off the Nightmare and the Verte. It's noteworthy that because I discarded the Magic Light Fusion first turn, I can't bring out another Dragoon with the Verte because that would be game 100%. So now I have to do some other line to start playing through his back row. I'm gonna make Unicorn here. Summon is fine. I'm gonna discard the Tsuchinoko, of course, because it's basically free to summon itself back. I'm gonna target a random card. He's gonna change the Conquistador here, which I'm of course gonna allow. Then he's gonna change the Sanguine. Basically, what I'm thinking here is this is fine. As long as I keep the Dragoon on the board, I'm probably gonna win, since my grave is loaded with Cloak and Thorn Skills. So it doesn't really matter if he pops like the Appaloosa or the Unicorn, as long as I keep the Dragoon negate alive. So I'm just gonna allow this, basically. Just in case he has something like Skill Drain or Ice Dragon Prison. You'll see he does have the Ice Dragon Prison, but I was mostly thinking about Skill Drain while playing. So yeah, see here he's gonna change Ice Dragon Prison, which I'm forced to negate since he's gonna target the Dark Magician. I'm gonna discard the Fogblade, which will be an additional extender. Yeah, then he is going to Conquistador, pop the Unicorn. I get the draw effect. And I will summon the Tsuchinoko, I think. Oh! No, I don't summon Tsuchinoko. I think probably we were also talking a lot in chat, so I forgot to activate the Tsuchinoko here, which is pretty, which is not so good. Don't do that. But you're gonna see it's not gonna matter. I'm just gonna pop the last cards with the Rusty. He's gonna book. We're at 2 special summons right now, by the way. Then I'm gonna burn him for 25 with the second Dragoon effect, and then he's just gonna scoop it up. Then let's see. Game 2. He's going to up to go first, of course. Let's see. Oh. So he's going to start with probably like the craziest hand you could open up with. He has Outland, Extravagance, Gamma, Conquistador, and Witch, which is insane. And my hand is not as good, I would say. I have Fogblade, Ash, and then I have Cloak, Gloves, and Kagamusha Knight. And now, actually, the combination of Cloak or Gloves doesn't matter, and Kagamusha Knight is actually the full combo. So that is pretty good. But he's obviously gonna set up some negates. Let's see. So he's gonna start with the X-Rev. So I'm thinking here, because I didn't see any hand traps game 1. So I wasn't actually sure if he was on Gamma. And like the other potential Ash target for the Elvic deck is I guess Sanguine, which is really mediocre. And then in his version it is the Witch. But if you Ash the Witch effect, you're gonna lose to Gamma as well. So that's why I decided I would just Ash his Extravagance here. And also because my hand isn't that strong, like it can't play through any disrupts, I just hoped I could Ash him here. He would end on the least possible amount of disrupts, and and I could try to play. You'll see I'm gonna Ash, he's gonna Gamma that, of course. So now I'm like, okay, probably not winning this game anymore. You'll see he actually draws nothing, like he draws duplicates. Which I of course didn't know, but that's good for me. He's gonna link out into the hip Hoshnigan. I'm not sure if he's playing what's it called, the Cyframe link. But the thing with hip is if I somehow destroy it, like he can get back the Gamma, so that's pretty good. Then he's gonna go for Witch, get droplets. Then he's gonna add Lord, I guess. Oh, he's gonna add Aquaro. Okay, so what he could have done here is like he could have gone Lord, and then he could discard something like the Outland to pop his own Outlands, and then he could sack off the pot to summon the Lord, and then his disrupts would be the Barrier Statue, Haquiro, Conquistador, and Droplets. But it would basically like he would use up all his resources, so he decides to just keep the Witch and the Droplet as only interrupt. At this point, I'm obviously thinking he must have some more hand traps. So I drop Droplet here, which is insane. As you'll see, I'll go Cloak. And I'm gonna do the Kagamusha Knight, and now I suspect he's gonna chain the Witch here, so he shuts me off Kagamusha, which is, yeah, that's what he's gonna do. And now I'm just gonna Droplet this field by discarding the Cloak and the Gloves. Which will allow me to start playing, basically. So I'm keeping I could go Fogblade Banish here to summon the Gloves, which loses to Haquiro. So I'm just gonna keep the Fogblade in Grave, I think, and then I'm gonna Gloves into Cloak into Boots. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. There we go, we get Boots. Special Boots. Yes, still no responses, no Ash or anything, so I'm gonna go into Cherubini here. Just do Gruff, yeah. Seer. Just do the basic thing here, still no response. Yeah, so basically he's keeping the Droplet here for the Verte Anaconda, because he's obviously just really scared of the Dragoon playing the Eltic deck. So we'll see, I'm gonna send Thornscale here. And the thing is, like, if he so yeah, he could have Dropleted here and it would have shut me off of quite some extension, but I could always just still make the Verte, so I think that's why he's keeping the Droplet. Yeah, so now I'm gonna do the sword, because it doesn't matter anymore if he does the Haquiro. He doesn't have Haquiro, he doesn't have Nibiru, which he would have done at this point, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now I'm just gonna try to pick apart this back row before I go into the Verte Anaconda, and I hit the correct card, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm gonna summon that, and then link off the Break Sword, since it'll set up the Rusty Pop in his turn with the Fogblade, and I also just want my my Phantom Knights in the grave. And then I potentially still have the Cherubini if it somehow survives for the next turn. So I'm gonna go into Verte here. Just summon the Dragoon, which is fine. So I'm gonna pop his field here, and he's gonna add back the Gamma. So now I basically know he has the Gamma, and I know he has Haquiro, I think, because he searched it in his first turn. I'm just gonna attack for a not game. Yeah, so actually I make a mistake here as well, because I thought he negated the Rusty with the droplet, but he didn't. He negated the Break Sword, so I could have killed the Golden Lens, or I think I might have kept it on the field just because it basically shuts down the Gamma. Okay, yeah, now at the Fog Blade, and that's it for the turn. And he's gonna send Queen to get his engine rolling, which is fine. Top deck's another Aquiro, not the best top deck, I guess. Something like Ice Dragon's Prison would have been pretty good here, I think. Yeah, he's gonna get the Golden Lords because he really needs to out the Dragoon. He's gonna pop the Fog Blade, since of course if he would sack the Aquiro for the in hindsight I should have Dragooned this effect to bump it up to 4,000, and then he couldn't run it over with the Lord, and you'll see he's gonna tribute the Aquiro, and then I can't negate the Golden Lord effect with the Red Eyes Dragoon because he has Gamma in hand. So I'm just gonna have to let it resolve. Here I'm thinking if I wanna do the Break Sword thing, but of course the Golden Lord can be destroyed, so I don't do that. Then he's gonna summon another one from the Sanguini set last turn, and he's gonna kill the Verte to shut off the Magic Life Fusion, which is good. So basically, we're fighting a real uphill battle right now, I feel like. But he only has one disruption, and see, I'm gonna do the Break Sword play here to pop the Aquiro. So now I'm basically playing versus 0 interruptions. So I let top deck call by, which is pretty good here, in case he has something like an Ash or something, or potentially even if I somehow don't kill him this turn. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm thinking here if I can stay under the Nibiru, under the 5 summons for Nibiru, and I think I can do it. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do this line of play. Gonna go Levier, so 2 summons. Then this is the 3rd summon. I'm gonna boost the Rusty with the Cloak, and then the 4th summon is gonna be Access Codes. Yeah, and with Access Code, I'm just gonna pop his set and the Golden Lord, which wasn't summoned by his own effect, and then this is just game because he's on 1000. So yeah, that's the first match. Pretty clean, I would say. Then I have a second one. Okay, so the second match I have for you guys, it's against Youri's L-Deck again. Since it's just a really, I just think it's not very interesting to analyze combo mirrors, because more often than not, the player who wins the die will just full combos the opponent, and then there's just nothing you can do. And even if it doesn't go down like that, like if you have hand traps or board breakers, it just isn't interesting. Like there's almost no thinking involved. Obviously there's thinking involved to do the combo and play through the hand traps, but once everything is played out and you have the board breakers or you have hand trap them, and you can just do your own combo and OTK them, just not very interesting. While this matchup is pretty cool to watch in my opinion. So I lost the die on this one, and he opens really strong. Just gonna add the Golden Lord here with the Outlands. So he opened Outland, Droplet, Nibiru, Ice Dragon Prison. Ice Dragon Prison is just absolutely insane against the Phantom Knight deck for obvious reasons. And then my hand is pretty good. It's Failure, which doesn't really do anything against this deck. Cyclone, which is really good. Fogblade, which is good. I'll explain why in a second. Thornscale and then Rota, which are obviously just good cards. So what I'm gonna do here is, in case he has the what's the Conquistador, I'm just gonna keep the Cyclone to destroy it, since Conquistador is one of the cards we are losing to with this hand. And then I'll show you versus Haquiro. It's really good to have the Fog Blade, since I'm just gonna go normal Thornskill, discard the Fog Blade. And basically, if he goes to Haquiro, one of my Phantom Knights at this point, I can just Fog Blade revive it. And that's what I'm gonna be playing around, but you'll see, I wasn't expecting Ice Dragon Prison in the main deck. So you're gonna see later how that's gonna affect the game. So here you just if I didn't discard the Fog Blade here, you could just literally Ice Dragon Prism here, and then that would be turnover. Like, that would be devastating. But I do have a Fog Blade, so I can start playing here. I'm just gonna try the standard play. Like, if he has Strike or something on the Cherubini, it's fine. I can do the Banish Silent Boots, summon Thorskill, get the I don't even have to do that. Like, I could go Banish Fogblade, summon back the Silent Boots, trigger Thornskull, and then I could Levier into Cloak, set up for next turn, and then I could try the Verte for example. But you'll see, this is all fine. I'm gonna summon the Rusty, and at this point I'm still safe from the Ice Dragon Prison. I just didn't expect it to be there, so I'm not gonna be playing around it for much longer. So I'm gonna. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. He's gonna Nibiru me here, obviously, which I can't do anything about. Someone stuck in the middle. Now this is the point where it's gonna be really, really rough. Here I summon the Rusty, and now I'm gonna get destroyed by the Ice Dragon Prison. So let's see if we could have somehow played around that. I mean, probably we could have gone like Boots effects, get the Shade Brigadine. And then we should have just tried to turbo out Verte, I guess, and then you'll see eventually if we took that line of play, we would have probably just won the game, to be honest. But now I'm gonna lose so many resources. I do have the Rhoda for the follow-up and the Cyclone and Fogblade to protect me for the next turn, which is nice. So there I'm gonna do that. It's just a little bit annoying since we are playing one Link Spider, of course, but I do have access to 2 normal monsters now, but that's not enough to make Verte, so I'm just gonna add the Fogblade here. And then I'm gonna I thought about not setting all my cards since he does have the Golden Lord in hand, but I figured I pretty much had to set them. Like, I could have kept the Cyclone for a potential Conquistador or whatever for the next turn, but I decided to set it to shut down the Golden Led because he just gets so much advantage of that. So he top deck another Ice Dragon Prison here. So I'm gonna Cyclone the Golden Land when he uses the effect. And then I think he's probably gonna like pop my cards and summon the Golden Lord, but he doesn't do that. He's just gonna pass. I'm not sure why he didn't attack, to be honest, but like, I agree with the play here that he just sets the Ice Dragon Prison because, like I said, it's so very powerful. Here I top deck really good boots, so I don't have to use the Thornskill's effect right away. I'm gonna go Levier, get me some resources. Then he's gonna Ice Dragon Prison me again. It's really annoying. Then I'm gonna bring out the Verte here. And he has a droplet set, of course, so I'm gonna lose to that basically. He's gonna droplet me. Yeah. This also immediately basically activates his engine. So yeah, he's gonna get a Sanguine. Then basically this would be exactly game. So what I'm gonna do is at the start step of the battle phase, I'm gonna Fogblade my own Verte Anaconda so he can't attack it, so I just live another turn. And also my plan is to link it off the next turn, and then I have the Fogblade Engrave, which I can banish to get back the Thornskill. You'll see, and he's gonna set Solemn Strike, so yeah. Basically, if he top decked some mediocre trap, or like something like Gamma or something, I could have maybe even tried to get back into the game. I top deck Dark Magician here, which is absolutely useless. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make Unicorn here to basically go into Access Code Talker with the Fogblade. Then he's gonna strike the summon because he doesn't want me to get the Phantom Knight discard to trigger the Thornskills, which I think is alright, I guess. But then now he just gives me access to the discard anyway if I have the Fogblade. But basically there's just not much I can do. I already used my Levier, which is really annoying. Basically, if I still had the Levier in extra deck, or if I had Wings in deck or something, that would be really good, but I just don't. I'm not playing Wings in this version of the deck. So yeah, I'm just gonna... I think, yeah, I'm gonna just Break Sword to one of his cards. And then summon the guys in defense to not die next turn. But yeah, he's gonna get that Quiro. He tops that Golden Land, which is insane. Gets Conquistador, and yeah, basically the game is just over. You'll see, I'll try to play it out to go into the access code. I do have an insane top deck here, which you'll see in a sec. I'm gonna top deck Cosmic Cyclone, but the only Phantom Knight trap I didn't use yet is the Shade Brigadine. And with the Shade Brigadine, like, I have to use the Cyclone, so I can't do the Torn Scale effect. And then I also couldn't do Aquiro last turn because I would lose the, or I couldn't do Fogblade because I would lose to the Aquiro, and you'll see here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna summon the Torn Scales, and then there's just nothing I can do. So yeah, I'm just showing him the line I could have taken, basically, but I'm gonna scoop it up after this. Yeah, and then I'm gonna link it to something, the IP. Then I'm gonna get the Shade Brigadine, but like, it just isn't enough. So yeah, I don't know, maybe like in the first game, if I just thought about Ice Dragon Prison, I wouldn't have tried to play it as greedy as I did. I would have just kept the Fogblade in the graveyard to play around it and then just go. Well, I guess he had dropped it Ice Dragon Prison Nibiru anyway, so yeah. Let's see, the next game. I'm gonna go first, I think. Yeah, so I open absolutely insane. I opened Tour Guide Double Extender, which if you watch my previous video, I actually mentioned how Tour Guide Double Extender gives you full combo, including Appaloosa, which I'm gonna do here. Let's show that. So he has Nibiru again, but we again have the insane hand to play through it, which we're gonna do. Basically, he's gonna hold the... I'm gonna do the line here I showed in my my combo video, and he's just gonna wait. He isn't gonna drop the Nibiru because he knows if he Nibiru's me here, I'm just gonna go Verte anyway, and then he can't out the Dragoon. So basically, if he, like, it's so hard. It's better to Nibiru here, obviously, but because it shuts me off of some resources, it will make sure I can't play anymore, even though I have the Jackalope here. So my hand is just crazy in this one. Like, the dangers are such good extenders, especially because you can just keep them in the hand in case you need them, which is what makes them so insane. Like, your opponent won't know you have it. Like, even if he Nibiru's me here, I can still do like almost a full combo, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm just gonna make Apo here. From here on out, it's just the combo I showed in the video, except I have the additional extender, and you'll see I'm just gonna end on basically FTK field. So yeah, I'm just gonna do the combo here. If I didn't have the additional extender, I would just set Fogblade of the Rusty here. But because I do have the Jackalope, I know I can use the Shade Brigadine as an additional extender to end on an additional link too. So yeah, I'm gonna discard the Jackalope here, just so I don't draw the... I'm not gonna use Jackalope's its own effect, so I don't accidentally draw into the Red Eye Fusion, which would be very annoying. I'm just gonna discard it with the Thorn Scale. And then, yeah, Link Spider, link these off into Verte. Basically at this point, the only thing we're losing to is like Nibiru Gamma. Which he almost has. He has Nibiru and Driver, so that's almost Nibiru Gamma. And now, because I know I'm playing against Eldlik, I'm gonna make IP here. Yep. So we end on so many disrupts, it's absolutely insane. Yeah. So he's gonna top deck Lava Golem here, which is actually, like, if he didn't top deck something like that, he would have lost instantly. So he's gonna out the IP and the Dragoon, because those are his biggest issues, basically. Yeah. And then it's funny, like, you'll see that eventually, if he used the Nibiru, like he mentioned this to me himself, if he did the Nibiru my first, I would have just negated it, and then on Destiny would have played through the through the Appaloosa Negate with his Golden Lord, which he's gonna do right now. And then he could have used an Nibiru on my second turn, but you'll see, like, I have so much guess at this point. Like, it probably wouldn't have mattered for the result of the game, but it would have been slightly better on his part. Yeah, I'm just gonna negate. And then he's just gonna set 2 spells and traps that summon the Golden Lord. I am pretty sure he doesn't have any hand traps, except maybe the Nibiru, since he didn't use them on the first turn. So from here on out, like, I just have so much guess. You'll see I can play through always cards. I'm gonna cloak for the boots. Then I'm gonna trigger Thornscale. I'm gonna special summon the boots. Then I'm gonna do Breaksword to pop one of his back rows. Which he's gonna chain, which is fine. Yeah, I popped the Breaksword itself, since I'm only gonna make darks from this point out on anyway. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna link off the Lava Golem for Unicorn. I'm not even gonna use the effect, because I want to keep the negate alive for the Dragoon, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna make access goats. Then I'm just gonna pop his entire field, and then I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna pop his field. I'm just gonna use a Magic Life Fusion. He just scoops when I do that. So yeah, I don't think the Nibiru would have mattered. I think I could have always killed him through no disruptions except the Nibiru. And then for the last game, I'm gonna show you guys. This one is pretty cool, I think. Like, you'll see mine is really good. Double Cyclone, Tour Guide, Ash, and Monster Reborn, which is insane. But then he has Gamma Strike, Solemn Judgment for negating, and he has Sanguine to get the engine started, so that's pretty good as well. Yeah, he's just gonna set all the cards, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna draw, so I draw the second starter, which is really good, because now I know it doesn't really matter. Like, I can start with either Tour Guide or Thornscales. And then if he stops it, I have a follow-up regardless. Next turn I have the Cyclones and the Ash to probably keep me alive. So yeah, I'm gonna go Tour Guide, which is, yeah, he's gonna strike that. That's reasonable. Then I'm thinking here, I can't play anyway, so that's beside the point. I'm just thinking, should I set the Cyclones? Or should I keep them in hand? But I'm just scared he will maybe Cosmic Cyclone of his own on them. Or maybe Golden Lord effect on them, so I'm just gonna keep them in the hand. Since I have the Ash, I feel pretty safe. He's gonna Sanguine, which I'm gonna ask, which I think is probably correct. But then of course he has the Gamma. So that's unfortunate. But it's in my turn, so they're gonna get banished in the end phase, which is fine. Yeah. Then absolutely insane top deck, which is the Golden Lands. He's gonna attack for 5,000. He's gonna flip the other Sanguine, which is reasonable, I guess. And then he can't kill me with the Gustav Max. Oh, he couldn't summon Gustav anyway because of the Sanguine, of course. He's gonna get the gate from the Conquistador, and at this point we know we have won, because he has only 2 disrupts and we have double Cyclone, Thornscale, and the Monster Reborn. So yeah, it's just over. I hit the Unknown first, and then I'm gonna hit the second one. Oh, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna start playing. Then I'm just gonna chain. Oh yeah, I'm showing him the Reborn, because he's been like, because I always open Reborn against him. So he's been like, yeah, you have the Reborn anyway. So I show it to him, but I Cyclone it. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna summon Boots, and it's just the basic combo from here. I just can't Verte him because I'm on 1,000 life points, so I have to actually do some form of combo to end on Access Code Talker, which is what I'm gonna do. It's almost a standard combo, I just didn't use Thornscale effect yet. But it's not really relevant. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna do it, probably not. Link Spider. Link those off. I'm just using Vert as a stepping stone for the access code here. I'm gonna send the Fogblade with the gloves, which is send over and then I'm gonna summon back the Thornscale. So I'm gonna do Break Swords because it's better resource wise, but obviously it doesn't matter. I could have just. I'm also gonna pop both cards with Break Sword and the Rusty, but like I said, it literally doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just gonna X code, and that's game. So yeah, guys, that will be it for my combo instruction video. 100 subscribers special, I guess, since this is it's a second video, but thanks to you guys, I got like more than 100 subscribers in one day, so I'm really grateful for that. I hope you also enjoyed this type of content where I just show you me playing the deck basically. I think the deck's a lot of fun to play, and I think it will be if stuff like Dragon Link and Inferno will get hit on the next ban list. I think it's definitely actually a contender. It's just it has a lot of recursion. It has a really strong first turn combo. Um, so yeah, probably the next video I'm gonna do will be it will be either a deck profile of this, or it will be a Digimon box opening for the new Digimon TCG that's gonna be released this Friday. I just hope I get my boxes in the mail in time. And maybe before that I'll do like a deck profile, or maybe I'll do like another in-depth look at another deck or archetype. Yeah, basically just let me know what you would think, what you would like, and of course, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Yeah, thanks guys.